On the question of how to choose a piece for the recital, there's a number of pragmatic considerations that should come into play immediately. If you choose a piece that's really difficult, then you have to know that between now and the end of January, you have enough time to devote to it. It is better to pick something that is simple, that you can play well, than to try to play something difficult that you have difficulty with. You want your performance to be easy. You want your performance to flow. The anxiety of performing will always create potential errors that you've never made before. You have to accept that. It's just part of the job of being a performer, is that performance is not rehearsal. And it's not practice. You have to know that. That said, you want to pick things that you feel and that you feel good about, and that you're excited about working on. Because if you're going to get them to a state of polish, you're probably going to get sick of them. So it has to be something that you can sit down and play and bring the same excitement to every time you play it, no matter how many times you play it. At the very least, you should be playing it once every day from now until the time that you play it at the recital. If it isn't coming together within 2 weeks of the recital, I would suggest looking at something simpler or something different. It's important that it be something you feel strongly about, because then you'll bring your best to it. And I would not concern myself with what other people are likely to play. You want to bring something that represents your personality, your feeling about what kind of music you want to present. There is, of course, the idea that we will bring forward things that we've learned in class. And I contend that if you pick something that you feel strongly about, you will find ways to spice it up with some of those kinds of things, to enrich it with some of those kinds of things, because you care deeply about the song, whatever it is. Any melody can be the beginning of your work. It doesn't necessarily have to be a traditional gospel song. I've found places where I can use a lot of things from class on songs that are outside of that particular area of music, and yet I could still do things to them. All of you have unique musical experiences. Bring them to the fore. When it comes time for you to play, you want to put your best foot forward. If that means I don't do X, Y, or Z that I've learned from Dr. Onya in the last few months, let it go. Trust that your experience in the program, your involvement with the program, will show anyway, even if you're not consciously using certain things that you learned. Part of this program is simply to improve your overall musicianship, which it does. I'm testimony to that. Trust that process. Pick something you really adore, because you're going to wear it out. You don't want to get to the point where you can't stand it anymore. Having picked it, make sure it's something that you can realistically get from wherever it is right now to where you want it by the time you have to play it. If not, maybe either retool your arrangement or think about something that's not as complicated. You want to make yourself sound as good as you possibly can. We all know what our problems are. Don't play to your difficulties. Play to your strengths. You can always work on your difficulties in the practice room. Have a vision of how you want to sound. And then do what you need to do to realize that vision. And best of the season to you.